Hey y'all, we're going to pick up on page 92 today and finish our story, My Sister Rita. We will be reading chapter 2, Rita Comes to School. Yesterday, whenever we left off, we found out that our main character Mike has a sister named Rita who is very special. But for some reason, a lot of the children that go to school with him are making fun of her. They're not being very nice. But Mike's teacher has a plan. All right, so we're going to look and see what happens the next day at school. So remember, when I tell you to pause, just pause the video so that you can echo read back to me. Here we go. Page 95. Rita comes to school. The next morning, Rita came to school with Mike and their mom. Mike took his sister's hand and led her to the front of the class. Rita patted Mike's back. Then she pulled his hair. Ha ha, she laughed. Ha ha ha. All the children laughed too. They laughed and whispered and pointed. Pause. You've all seen my sister, Rita, said Mike. He did not look at the class. He looked at the floor. Mike's mother spoke up. All the children were quiet. As you can see, said Mrs. Fitch, Rita is a special girl. She is 12 years old, but she can't count to 20. She can't spell her own name. Pause. The children looked at Rita. She just smiled at them. Then she laughed and waved. Mike looked at the floor. Rita saw an apple on Mrs. Phillips' desk. She reached for it. Pretty, she said. The children watched Rita and Miss Phillips. You may have my apple, Rita, said Miss Phillips. I hope you like it. Pause. Rita took a big bite of the apple. She patted Miss Phillips' arm. Then she dropped the apple on the floor. The children laughed. Mike looked at the floor. He wanted to go home. Pause. Rita is not like other children, said Miss Fitch. God made her just as she is. We love her just as she is. Rita loves God too, and she loves everyone she meets. She can't spell or count, but she can love. Pause. There is something else Rita can do, said Miss Phillips. It is a surprise. I think you will like it. Mrs. Fitch sat at the keyboard. Rita jumped up and down. She clapped her hands. Sing, she said. Sing, sing. Pause. Mrs. Fitch began to play. Rita was still. She smiled at the class. She took Mike's hand. He looked up slowly and smiled at his sister. Then Rita closed her eyes and sang. Her voice was quiet and sweet. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Pause. Mike wanted to cry, but he was not sad. He wanted to cry because he loved his special sister. Suddenly, he began to sing too. Little ones to him belong. Rita opened her eyes and looked at Mike. She smiled and patted his arm. Miss Phillips sang with Rita and Mike. They are weak, but he is strong. Pause. One by one, Mike's friends began to sing along. Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. When the song was over, no one said anything. Rita closed her eyes and sang by herself one more time. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. What a great story today, boys and girls. I want you to remember that we are called as Christians to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves and to love each other, love our neighbor. Not everyone is going to be exactly like us, and that's what makes us so special. The Lord has made each of us special in His image, and I want you to remember those fruits of the Spirit that we've been talking about and how you can show anyone and everyone the love of Christ. Okay? Good job today, y'all.